Now there may be some cringy footage in this video from me in college, but I think it's important that I put it in what I actually looked like and what it was actually like for me back then. What I want to share with you guys today is what I did when I struggled and how I got better. And also in this video we talk about the donations that you guys, oh my gosh, were so amazing to help me raise. So the first time that I knew that I was struggling with something more than I guess I could handle was in college. I didn't know what was going on, and it was like the first time in my life that I wasn't able to see like the positivity in life or like the light in life, and I just had this attitude of like, what's the point? Why do that? What's the point in doing this? It was scary. I felt very alone. I just felt very lost and confused and disconnected from everything in my life. I tried to feel like, oh, I can get over this, it's gonna pass. You're just stressed because of school or something. It was too far gone at that point that I couldn't do it myself. And that was the first time that I actually ever saw a doctor or a therapist, whatever you guys want to call it. And I know right now this is a lot for a lot of you guys. You're like, whoa, Dan saw a doctor or a therapist, what's wrong with him? And that's the stigma talking. Naturally, I am this happy guy. I love to laugh, I love to smile, I love to have fun. When it's like I don't have the ability to do that anymore, it was alarming. It was scary. So it was the first time I saw a doctor. I was nervous. I was super nervous because all I had seen of therapists was in movies. Their life was so much worse than mine. At the time when I was in college, I didn't have a car. This is a quick little confession to my buddy Mitch. I had asked Mitch, because he was like one of my only friends that had a car. I said, hey man, I need to do groceries. Do you mind if I borrow your car to go grocery shopping? And he was nice enough to say, yeah, absolutely, no problem. The truth is that I was actually going to see a doctor, a therapist, once a week. Mitch, if you're watching, I really appreciate you doing that for me because it made things a lot easier in such a scary time. And I wasn't doing groceries. I mean, I think once I bought Mr. Noodles, but that was it. I was actually going to get some help with something that was much bigger than what I could handle. I saw this doctor maybe 5 or 6 times. I quickly realized that, you know, this isn't like the movies. This is, your life doesn't have to be like people dying and you have an illness. It could be that life is just tough and life has struggles, and it will for everybody. And if you need help, that moment there, the act of courage that it took for me to go see somebody made me realize that there is help out there that can actually help me. I graduated college and then I ended up moving down to Dallas, Texas a few years later. Now when I moved down to Texas, it was a weird time because I lost both my grandparents within the span of a week. I just broke up with my girlfriend of 4 years, so it was a long-term relationship, and I was moving to a new place. So all of that at once, it kind of snuck up on me. So it was kind of just a recipe for tough times. When I was in college, that was the first and actually only time that I've ever been depressed. It was the scariest moment of my entire life, just because I felt so out of control. I think as people, we think we've got a brain in our body. We're in control. You know, that thing in our head, it's in us. We can control anything. But I guess an analogy would be, you're in a car and you got a steering wheel, so you're in control of that car, but things like black ice come up and you can't see black ice, and it's not your fault that the black ice is there, but it just caught you off guard and it spins you out of control. I think that's the best way to show it. It was an eye-opener when I was depressed. I think once you've been there, you don't look at the world the same. And that's not in a negative way, it's just you look at it as what it could be. After that, when I was in Texas, I started to I was just overwhelmed with a lot, so I thought, you know what, maybe I need to see somebody. I saw another guy. He changed my perspective. After the first session with this guy, I went back into my car and I sat there and I felt my brain tingling. I've never felt my brain before, but I felt it tingling. It felt like my mind had been blown. So I saw that guy a handful of times, and it really did put me back on track. Years went by, I finished my time in Texas, and I moved back to Toronto, which was 2 years ago. It was actually in this place. It was before I had Charlie. I was very disconnected from my friends because I'd been away from this environment for like 4 years, so I found myself with a lot of free time. I was just in my head a lot. I started feeling these bouts of like anxiety. It always happened at the same time. Usually around like 5 o'clock. Every night I would look at the clock, and if I saw it was like 5 o'clock, I'd be like, I was panicking yesterday. Oh, it came back. It was like I was triggered every day. And I found myself in this loop that I couldn't get out of. So I went online, found this list, and I went with the best guy on the list based on price, because I figured, you know, you get what you pay for. So I went and saw this guy. He charged me $200 for 1 session. I saw him 5 times. It got progressively worse in terms of me really needing help, and the 4th and 5th time, I was there for the 4th visit, and I said, hey man, like, do you have an opening after by any chance? I'd like to do a double. Paid this guy $400 because I was so desperate to have my perspective change or just something to help me. To this day, that money is the worst money I've ever spent, and it upsets me. It was because that doctor exploited my struggles. He made $1,000 off of me. Every session that I went to him, It was, you gotta buy this book, I'm the best, here's why I'm the best, you gotta stick with me. He sold me on this happy life that I wanted so badly, but I could only get that if I went with him. You're not working for me because we're not really talking about my issues. We're talking about you pushing products and getting money. It annoys me that he's still out there practicing, and it's just not fair. It's not fair when people have struggles and they need help, and there's people like that out there that see dollar signs. So after I realized that, I had to find somebody else, and I found this woman. She was able to listen, offer advice, kind of just be a friend. I once went in to see her and she said, "You'll never believe what happened." And I was like, "What happened?" She goes, "Somebody on my Facebook posted one of your videos." And I was like, "Oh no, like I'm floating around Facebook. She knows now so much about me and what I'm struggling with. Like, I really gotta trust this lady." What you guys need to know is if you're trying to find a doctor or a therapist, most of them will give you a consultation time of a half hour or an hour just to talk, just to see if you guys like work well together. Now that is what I do when I struggle, and I do struggle. I feel like the stigma with mental health comes from the entertainment world and the media industry. Look at movies where the villain is often this character that is mentally insane or criminally insane, that has escaped from the mental hospital, running around the city causing havoc, doing irrational things and hurting people. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is somebody that I really admire recently had a struggle with their mental health, and they decided that they needed some additional help from a hospital, and they checked themselves in. Now I went to visit them, and that was my first time in a mental health unit. I've walked by them before in hospitals, but I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because I naturally thought, you know, you see movies like Shutter Island. When I walked in, I saw people, okay? People like you and I, people that have families, people that have stories, that have jobs, but their lives are just temporarily on hold because they're focusing on themselves. So when I was in there, I had conversations with people that I'm like, you're normal. You're like me, but you just have a struggle. You have a family, you have kids, you have a job, you have passions, you have hobbies. You're just like me. But not only that, the person that I care about and my friend that was in there, they're such a warm person, and they're so they can go in any room and just liven up the room. They're so warm and friendly and can talk. But if you say that sometimes they struggle with mental health, naturally we go, oh no, like I'm a little afraid, and it's not right. Now I recently just closed the GoFundMe page that I had set up. The donations were going towards mental health initiatives, and I've decided to donate them to mental health and addictions unit because that's where somebody that I cared about went through and got better from. I noticed that they needed things like a better TV, the phone didn't really work, or maybe some new furniture. And I don't know how to express how much it means to me that you guys watching raised $1,000 without even $1 from me being in there. And what I've decided to do is match every dollar from that donation with my own money. So I will be personally donating $1,000. That's $2,000. Now I've reached out to Trillium Hospital. Hey guys, this is what I'm doing, but I want to donate in the form of a gift. There's a lot of you guys that this might be the first time you donated, and I think it's important that I show you guys where your money went. They were thrilled. They were so happy. I said that this is in honor of my friend that just got out of the mental health unit. She's a very special person, and I wanted to give back to a place that helped her get back on track in a way with her life. We got in touch, and I asked them, what do they need? They said, well, Dan, you know, like we do need some new TVs. Perfect. This morning I drove to electronics store, and I took the $2,000 that you guys and myself have raised, and I bought a bunch of TVs. I got a 58-inch TV for their main room that everybody can now watch movies on. They can watch TV and help the time go by. And then we got 3 other TVs. We got 2 medium size and then 1 smaller ones. On top of that, we made sure to get HDMI cords for all of them and wall mounts for all of them, just in case they want to hang them on the walls as well. When they brought out the box for the big TV, I quickly realized this isn't gonna fit in the car that I drove here. With the $200 left over, I went over to Home Depot and I had to rent this big van. And we're now, right now, we're gonna head over to Trillium Hospital, and we're gonna donate the TVs to the mental health and addictions unit there. Okay guys, I'm here with Sarah, who's the program director here.
Yes.
And where are these TVs gonna go?
So each of these TVs will go to 1 unit. So they'll be mounted on the wall when patients are here all day, 24/7. The TVs mean so much to them. It gives them some distraction. It allows them to keep connected with the outside world, and they really do appreciate all the donations that we receive. So thank you so much on behalf of our patients, on behalf of the team here. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm very well. Listen, I'm sorry I can't be there in person. When I heard you were going to be around, I really wanted to reach out virtually, if not in person, to welcome you and to thank you.
Here's everything right here. We have
That's a lot of stuff.
yeah, 2 TVs, one there, we got one there, some wall mounts, and then we got some HDMI cables. So hopefully they get put to good use here.
Well, I think we can certainly ensure that's going to be the case.
Awesome.
I can assure you that is incredibly well appreciated.
Awesome.
And it means the world to us. So we're incredibly thankful, and I'm glad that we had a chance to talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, it was nice to digitally meet you. What a great moment, baby. That was awesome. Freaking Team Denocracy, guys. We did something so amazing that you guys need to feel proud about. I definitely feel proud about. Oh, I can't wipe the smile off. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that you don't know what it means to me, and it's tough to explain what it means to them, but they were so thankful. This whole experience is something that I'm so proud to be a part of. It means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Now, I know this is a different side of me that you probably haven't really seen before. And just know that everybody's going through something at some point. And that there's more people than you think out there that care about you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.